G'day everyone, this is James and welcome back to the channel. As always, if you like what you see in the video, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, ringing that little notification bell, and as always, if you leave any comments or replies, asking questions or whatever, it's always appreciated. Firstly, today I want to just apologize that this video is a little bit late. I try to get the videos out every couple of weeks, but this time we're pushing close to 3 weeks, I think. But my apologies for that. I got caught up doing some freelance projects, and one of the freelance projects you're actually looking at me drawing now. It was just a really quick character commission for someone's OG Star Wars character, Mandalorian. It was a lot of fun to do, and I had to do 2 different versions, which you'll see by the end of the video, like a fully armored version and then one where she's taken off the top half of her armor and carrying a different lightsaber. It was a lot of fun. So the main thing I want to talk about today in this episode is motivation, which is something that a lot of artists struggle with, especially in the beginning. You know, it seems to mostly affect the newer artists, the beginning artists. You see a lot of comments out there, like on Facebook, in Facebook groups, and in the online forums or on Discord, and it's always the same. I don't know what to draw. And it always surprises me because I'm like, you're an artist. You're creating anything you want, which means you can actually draw anything that you want. It just doesn't matter. You can pick anything at all that you want. But I do understand it's because there's so much choice out there in what to draw that really people, they, like even myself included, you need to narrow it down to just a couple of choices. When you've got like a whole buffet in front of you and you don't know what to eat, and you just keep walking around at like, yeah, you're doing the helicopter circling the area, and you just don't know. So I do understand that. So a couple of ideas, like this is coming from my own personal experience of how I get motivated, and I like to find inspiration from other artists. I'll go back through. I like to collect folders of works from my favorite artists, and when I look at the folders on my computer, I have a lot of favorite artists, and I just fill up the folders with a whole bunch of their stuff. So I've got stuff from Daryl Mandrick and stuff from Matt Rhodes and Levi Peter Fee and Nicolas Bouvier, like so many artists, right? And so I just go through them and I kind of get inspired, and I might find something, and it's not really copying from their work, unless you're actually doing like a study or something. It's just getting inspired by maybe something that they've drawn. Like, oh, you go, oh, that's a cool futuristic looking soldier, and so I want to draw something similar. And you can start by looking at theirs and taking some ideas from it, but usually by the end of your drawing you've created something wholly different and unique. So that's always a good way to do it, is just looking at other artists' stuff. Another good way is just watching movies, or a TV episode, and just getting inspired by something that you see in there. But you got to watch out with that one, because you know, in this culture of just binge watching, you'll just end up watching 10 episodes in a row and you've missed out on your chance to draw or paint anything. Which leads to the next one, which is probably better, and that is reading. It could be comics, but I actually prefer to be reading novels, like actual, like just written books, without the pictures, because that way, whatever the author has written, they're describing something, and in your head you're coming up with your version of whatever that is that it looks like. And when you draw that, it actually doesn't matter if you draw it exactly the same as what is in the book, because you've created it with your mind's eye. You own that design that you've drawn. It's not like you can say that it's from that book, but whatever you've taken from that description and drawn on the paper. So it could be Dune, like you've read the description of how the Fremen look in Dune, and then you draw your version of a Fremen. Now, if you don't actually say it's a Fremen, then you don't owe the Herbert estate anything at all, because you've come up with your own unique design based on the description, the prose in that book. And so that's a really good one to do. Is just read lots of books and take the descriptions out and create the image in your mind of what you think that looks like, and then draw it. And you don't have to then associate it back to that book. You can say you were inspired by it, but if you want to own that image completely, you don't have to actually say that it came from that book. And there's nothing wrong with that either. There's nothing illegal or dodgy or anything like that. A lot of artists do that kind of stuff. And another really good one is I keep it's almost like a list. I don't write the list down anywhere, but it's a list of things that I know I can draw comfortably just whenever, and I don't have to really worry about anatomy or form so much, or even really lighting. They are things that I think about, but I don't have to stress about them. And so I've just got this list of things that whenever I'm stuck with something to draw, I can just go, I'll just draw one of them. And usually it's things like trolls or zombies or even trees. And they're like nice, simple things that I'm comfortable drawing. I know how to draw them. And like I said, I don't have to stress about the things like anatomy and everything, especially with zombies and trolls and that. You just get to kind of make it up, and you can always say like, well, because he's a zombie, he's all twisted around if I got that hand a little bit wrong. Or, oh, it's a troll, so his anatomy isn't the same as a person, so it doesn't matter. But generally, I don't actually show those to anyone, those little sketches. They're just my little sketches to get something done, because I've got an urge to draw and I can't actually think of anything properly like that I really want to draw. So I've just got like this little list of things, and I think that's a great thing to do as well. Just have something that you're always comfortable with drawing, and just fall back into your comfort zone a little bit, just so that you can keep your practice up, keep your drawing up, keep your painting up. And you'll find, even though you're doing these things that are in your comfort zone, because you're still practicing, it's like that idea of riding a bicycle. You just don't forget, so you just keep doing the same thing. You're not doing any new tricks on the bicycle, but you can save that for another day when you've set your mind to it. You've actually come up with an idea that you want to do, and that's what you do with the painting as well. And then the next one, this would be the last one, a really good one to do, and you might get a little bit of pushback from this, because for some reason there's a stigma within the art community about this, and I'll probably make another video on this whole topic, and that is fan art. And the stigma of it, just to get into it quickly, is a lot of people think that you shouldn't do fan art because you don't own it, you can't put it in your portfolio, which isn't true, and you supposedly can't make any money off it because you don't own it. So it's this idea that people have that everything that you draw or paint, it needs to be able to make money, it needs to be your project. And I just think that's a load of BS. You get into drawing, you get into art because you love it. Not everything has to be monetarily motivated. It's great if you can make money off stuff, but you don't have to. And as for the portfolio thing, like I said, I'll probably make another video really soon about doing fan art and how you can actually put it into your portfolio legally, okay? But that's a whole nother topic. We'll get into that again someday. I got a lot to say about the whole fan art thing. But anyway, fan art, it's great. It's stuff you love. So why not draw the stuff you love? That's what you used to do when you were a little kid. So why can't you do that now? I remember pulling out pieces of paper when I was a little kid. I'd just seen, like a new Star Wars movie or Transformers on TV or something like that, right? And I would draw those characters and I wouldn't think about it. I'd just have fun. So what's stopping people from doing that now? You just pick a character you love. Like everybody loves a whole bunch of characters out there, right? It could be characters from a book, TV show, comics, movies, whatever, game. And you just draw that character. Why not? If you love that character, you can draw that character. And you've got this huge pool of resources to pull from with that, so that you've always got something that you're interested in that you would like to draw. And you've got a ton of reference material as well. That's one of the best things about it. So get on that. Do fan art, all right? Have a pool of characters or things that you're comfortable with drawing. Do that. Read books. Get motivated to draw something from the book, okay? There's just so much out there. So there shouldn't be any reason for anybody to go onto Facebook first and say, I don't know what to draw. Like, that's really just, it doesn't make sense in my head. I do understand it on that level of like, there's so much out there, but I think for someone to actually then decide, well, instead of drawing something, I'm going to go to Facebook and complain about not drawing something. That to me blows my mind. That shouldn't happen. All right, if you're a motivated artist and you really want to do this and you really love drawing, then it shouldn't be a problem. If you don't like drawing, then that's when you go to Facebook and you say, I don't know what to draw. Anyway, I've ranted enough today. It's been a lot of fun. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and please leave comments and questions and replies and all of that crazy good stuff. And I'll try to get the next video out in a reasonable amount of time next time. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.